All right, welcome in everybody. Thank you guys for joining. Today I have an interview with Richy, owner of a landscape business. He's 20 years old and it's a 7-figure run rate business starting of this year. I think he's had business for 2 years. So we're just gonna have a back and forth conversation of his experience, his journey, how he's got here, what problems did he face, and kind of go through all of that. So thank you, Richy, for being with us.
Hey, yeah, bro. Hey, I really appreciate this opportunity I have to explain everything I've been through, all the problems, solutions, the wins and the losses I've been through. And I'm excited to go on with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited as well. So I think the goal for this podcast, man, this interview, I really wanted to show your whole journey, exactly the ups and downs, because the main people who are going to be watching this, honestly, is going to be landscapers that are trying to grow, that, thinking about either marketing, that are either thinking about the struggles, they can't get enough clients, they're struggling to close the deals. There's a million different assets of growing a landscape business, especially to 7 figures at 20 years old. It's unheard of. So I know that's what people are going to be here for. So that's what I want to focus on. So I guess, man, for kind of first questions to open this up, I'm going to keep it kind of broad, and then I'm going to go specifics. What do you say is the most important, I guess, to start us off, most important for someone looking to grow their landscape business? What do you think really helped you get to 7 figures?
A lot of things, but mostly the most important for me, what I thought was the most important was consistently being persistent every time, even there is a problem going on. You have to find any type of solution, all the types of solutions, so you see what's the best outcome. But never giving up. I've always been hungry for more. My parents, they showed me that when I was growing up, and I think that's the most important thing, that you should be always hungry, persistent, always looking for something better for anything that you do, for service, for something you do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I think that's very important for something that you want to have something successful in life.
Yeah. I mean, just the game of business in general, it's such a you got to be persistent, you got to be hungry, you got to continue to take no's, a whole bunch of no's, exactly. A whole bunch of people laughing at you, because you're 20 years old now. That means you started when you were around 18 years old. You're going to people telling them to do a $10,000 project and trust an 18-year-old to do a $10,000 project minimum, maybe a little bit smaller, maybe bigger. So it definitely does take a lot of just determination. And I remember, bro, back in, when we got to know each other, kind of got started, it was on the summer. I think you needed help pressure washing a driveway or something,
Yeah, it was a job that I needed help because I didn't have any other workers available to help me out. And I just, let me call one of my friends from church. Actually, I met you in the church and some friends in there, and I was like, let me call him. And you were like, bet. And then you came over, and it started that day. You helped me out, and I think you could take over on that part.
Yeah, man. So I remember pressure washing, making I think $100, something easy, bro. I was like, it's the summer. I worked at a high school, so I didn't have work at that point. So I was like, hey, man, it's some summer money. And then after that, I was like, bro, do you have a website? And he was like, nah, I don't got a website. I'm looking at somebody. I'm like, bro, at that point, I was already looking kind of to build my skill set, to learn how to make money online, to kind of build my own business. And I was like, bro, let me try. And I think I made it. It took 6 hours. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but we made it.
Yeah. That day after work, we were in the car. We were both tired as hell. And then you just came up to me and told me about the idea about a website. And I always thought about that, but I never knew how to put it in action and put it on Google or any type of thing. So when you told me that, I was like, man, go for it. And I'm pretty sure it's because you wanted to learn more about that and actually help me out. And then that website was on Google, and then when that started to pop out on Google, on my maps, on St. Cloud, where Richy Pavers is located, it was a slow impact, but a big impact at the same time, because it was a huge step for my business. Since I was not there yet, I was first doing mouth to mouth, knocking on doors, telling friends and families about my business, about
Yeah.
my landscaping business, and it was a huge impact as starting a business.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember in the beginning, it was like, we would get a call here and there, but a call was a lot. We weren't getting calls.
Exactly.
Nothing was happening in that span. So I remember for the first, like, I would say a couple months, we were playing around just calls, just Google, just organic, just building your website. And it was exciting because, we were getting calls and it wasn't every day. It was like, once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah, it was sometimes there's months that I would not get any, but then the next one, I would get a whole bunch of calls, and they were local because when people would search me up on St. Cloud, they would just call me up because I was on their Google feed, on their pavers near me.
Yeah.
And that was such a great way to get organic leads and free leads.
Yeah. I agree, bro. I think we reached a point where we're like, all right, like, what's next? And especially for me, like I said, like I was looking to grow my skill set. I was looking to learn. I was like, all right, like, how do I help this guy make more money? Because I know if I can help him make more money, eventually other people will pay me to help them make more money, at the end of the day. So I remember I bought a course on Facebook ads. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I told you about it. I remember we had like a meeting at Starbucks.
Yeah, I was like, I was so lost, man. I was like, 'cause I don't know about that world, but you were, at that time, you were searching what to do, what's the best thing, because since I've known you, you're someone that when you put your mind on something, you just dive in deep, and you wanted to search on that, and you were telling me every day about this marketing strategies. I was like, I'm down for it. If it's something that can help me out in my business, I'm down for it. And then you took in control of learning yourself, feeding yourself more information for what came next.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I remember we said we did it. We kind of sensed it. I think I had like $500 to begin with. Like, all right, we're gonna do a $500 ad budget. Now we know that's like pennies, but back in the day, $500 was a pretty investment.
That for me, it was an investment that I was scared of.
Yeah,
because I was just getting organic leads from Google, phone calls, word to word, and then I think that investment was something that was holding me back, but thank God. I was up to it. I wanted to do something better for my business and something that could help me in the future run. And then you came over and you told me about the idea, and I think it was the best investment I did for my business.
Yeah, it was huge, man. I remember the beginning, just getting all those messages, from people from St. Cloud, Dr. Phillip, everywhere in your local area, and it was crazy. It was extremely busy. It slowed down. We had our ups and downs during that journey. I was learning a lot. I've invested into myself multiple times since then. And kind of like, I just remember, you were having to get used to calling leads. You were having to getting used to like texting them, selling people that weren't just referrals. And also kind of tell us a little bit about that. Like, obviously people are used to, and this stops a lot of people. People are used to selling to referrals. They're used to selling to like the neighbor of the job they just finished. What is the difference, or how do you feel like you conquered that difference? And instead of just selling referrals, but selling leads, selling people that don't know you, they just see an ad and you had to come and provide value. How do you feel like you got better at that?
Hey man, it was not easy just because I was in high school. I had no experience in that field whatsoever. But I did see with my eyes how people would sell, how they would talk to clients, how it was supposed to be done. It wasn't easy, but throughout those times I've had to go knock on their door. Every time I would be stuttering, I would be very nervous because I wouldn't be selling a job of $50. It would mostly be more than $2,000 minimum.
Yeah.
And then I had to sell my service not only to make them comfortable, but to provide something they can value. It wasn't easy when I came up to the door, knock on the door, and
18-year-old knocking on your door
with a baby face. It was a baby face. I was trying so hard when I started, but every time I've done it, I've gotten better every time, and it was just a learning experience for me. Thank God at this moment, I feel like I'm top at selling my jobs, going to their houses, knocking on doors, and providing a service that they could rely on me, just because I have my work. They can see my work on Google, my reviews. But every time when I started selling jobs, knocking on doors, it was very, very hard for me, because it was out of my comfort zone. I had to get out of my comfort zone to knock on doors and talk to someone that's way older than me and selling them a service that I provided, but I had very little things that they could see, that they could look on, or that they can rely on.
Yeah. So what would you say for like guys watching this again? Because I know there's gonna be two crowds watching this. There's gonna be people that are looking into kind of working with me, kind of my service, marketing their business, Google, Facebook, just getting their word out there. But there's gonna be another crowd that are more beginner based. They're gonna be more like learning. And they're going to be scared. They're going to be scared of making that leap of actually getting in front of people, making the sales, doing the things. So what would you say in the nature to those people, the people who are in the beginning? How would you tell them? What would be your number one tips on like going to actually taking that first step and selling those jobs?
Like I said, that was out of my comfort zone. So first step I had to do was get uncomfortable, to start doing something I didn't want to do, and something that I don't like doing myself, but I had to do it. So whenever I had appointments, it would begin with calls, or me texting them. We would have to book estimates. I myself had to book estimates, look at my scheduling, and then tell them this day, this time, and then just book them in my schedule. Then I would have to, when that day came over, I just parked in front of the car. Sometimes I would have brochures on me. I had things that I could show them, not so I could sell my service professionally. You know, I would just knock on the door, talk to them, just introduce myself. Hey, this is Richy from Richy Pavers. What are you trying to get done? Just because I have to see what they want to do. First, I let them speak. I let them see what they want to do, because not only what they want to do, they like for us to show them any suggestions, any type of potential problem that can have in the job site, just because of an item that can bother when we start, And then once I let them talk, I just come in, and I then provide all the type of information I can, just so they can know who they're talking to. They're talking to someone that actually knows what they're doing, actually knows what the job consists of, and how to do it in every step, go from the beginning to the end. And I make sure the client, whenever they're speaking, whenever we're closing the speech, the consultation, I ask them, I don't leave the job site until I ask them, do you have any other questions before I leave? 3 times, minimum.
Gotcha.
3 times, I always ask them. Throughout the conversation, do you have any other questions before I leave? So you make sure you don't get out of that house without them telling you everything that they might have a question of, And that makes sure that they know that you're very interested in doing the work and very mindful about the work, about the customer, And
that way you can handle any objections that come up as well,
Exactly.
Because obviously you're going to deal with price objection. You're going to deal with like, I don't know. I had someone give me a lower price. I had somebody come out that said they could start tomorrow, but you can't start till next week. And just obviously you have to like position yourself to provide the value, let them know like we can do a good job. We have done a good job. We have over 50 Google reviews. We'll take care of you. We know exactly what's going on. The guy that may be able to start tomorrow, like, why can't he start tomorrow? Is it because he's not busy? Why is he not busy?
Exactly.
Is it because he doesn't have no reviews on Google? Just letting them know, like, are you going to go with the quick and easy route, the cheaper route, or are you going to go with someone that you're going to be satisfied for years to come? Because, again, at the end of the day, especially something like a paver patio, paver driveway, you want that to last the next 10, 15 years,
Exactly.
without unsettling or things happening and all of those. So, that makes sense. And I guess, bro, like, right now in your journey, obviously, you're at a much different place than where you started. Again, you started like maybe 10, 20, 30K a month, 1 or 2, 3 projects a month. Now you're doing projects or multiple projects every week. What has been the hardest adjustment, like as a person, like not just like Richy, the business owner, but as a person, Richy talking to you, me, we're both business
My
owners.
personal life.
Yeah. Like how has the life of like discipline or routines or like your family, maybe even like relationships or anything of that nature? How has you had to like make your life fit your business now?
All right, and I would start from high school. Whenever I started I first started working for another paver business. That's where I learned all my experience from. That's another thing. If you want to do something, you should put hands on it. You should learn it. You should take advantage of that time to learn that skill. Whatever you're gonna be doing, that's what I did during high school. All summer, I was working every day. I was not someone that would be doing something some other kid would be doing in the summer, on a summer basis. So I worked hard all summer. All 2 years of the summer, I was in high school, and then right after I graduated, I was 18 years old. I opened my LLC.
Okay.
Right after then, I had to sacrifice a lot of things. I had a lot of things that had routines of. I had things that I would be doing a daily basis as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
As a 18-year-old kid, I had to take that and put it away and then prioritize what I had to do. I had something big, that was a beginning, and then I had to drop what I was doing in high school. I was going to the gym every day. At night, I was playing soccer, volleyball. I would be going out in the weekends. But discipline is very, very important in something that you wanna complete, you wanna accomplish in life. As in my side, it was the business. I had to remove things that I had to. So I could prioritize my time in business, involve myself a lot in the business, so I could scale it.
Yeah.
I had to scale it, but little by little, it was very rough just because I'm a young guy. I had other things to worry about. I didn't have much things to worry about, actually. So I now have little by little, I was getting more responsibilities, and it was sometimes overwhelming. It was a lot of nights that I would get home really late, but again, that's some sacrifice I had to take to keep the business where it's at right now. I had to get home really late, wake up very early every day, work weekends, Saturdays, Sundays sometimes, and then I would just have to beat myself sometimes just so I could get to a point where I'm at right now. Like I said, I had to sacrifice a lot of things. I had to let go a lot of things. But I always think about it as it's going to be worth it at the end.
Yeah.
Is it going to be worth it? And my thought, it was going to be worth it at the end. All those sacrifices, all those late night sleeps, all probably like 4 hours of sleep at night. Sometimes I would just get overwhelmed about a lot of things because I was getting more responsibilities every day. Clients, job sites, job organization, job management, looking for more work, keeping up with everything because it was just myself,
Yeah.
And it was pretty rough for me, but thank God it's already been 2 years now.
Yeah.
I still working on the organization and stuff like that, but I'm a way better point where I was when I started.
Yeah.
Because of those sacrifices, those hard working days, nights that I had to put in, to keep up.
Yeah. And what would you say in what would you say for people that, again, like, bro, like your story is, I'm not trying to like hype you up or make you feel better because we're just starting at the end of the day, we're going to hit 7 figures, that's going to be a goal and that's huge and we celebrate that. But we're just touching our potential. But obviously for someone that is at 20K, 30K, 40K, what would you say to them? They're looking to grow. What would you say in the sense of like marketing, in the sense of putting themselves online, in the sense of like Instagram, Facebook, content, ads? Do they need to do that, or you feel like they can hold off? What would you say? How important is that for a company that really wants to grow?
Exactly, like you said, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. It's only my second year in business, but throughout those years, those times I've been through with the business, when I first started, I was just wanted to do the work, and I wasn't posting anything. I wasn't putting my business out there. And whenever I started with you with advertisement marketing, you could see that change. You could see that change, which it wasn't only getting work, but putting myself out there, putting my business out there, which exceeded my business a lot, you know. And I think it's very, very very important to put yourself out there, to put your business out there, to let people know what you're doing, what's happening in your business, what are you promoting, what are your daily basis, how do you do things, you know, because as a client, as a homeowner, they want to know who they're going to be working with, and that's a great part of marketing, of people looking at your work, what do you do and how do you handle things, you know. And I personally think once I started with you with our marketing and advertisement, it's very, very crucial for someone that wants to exceed and go on the next level. Like I said, it shouldn't be just work on work on work on work. I do think it's very crucial to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and become the CEO, you know, like, work, make sure your clients are satisfied, get good reviews. But at the end of the day, you started a business not to be a slave to the business forever. You know, you eventually want to be just doing job management, you know, overseeing, selling. And, you know, basically that's pretty much it. Having your laborers do everything else, having your team, your crew, maybe your front office, whatever the case may be. All right, man. So, like, I think that makes a lot of sense. So right now, you know, we're scratching that 7-figure mark. What do you say is next? What is next for Richy Pavers? Right now, again, like, we haven't got the papers done for this year for taxes, so we don't have the actual annual revenue yet. We do know that we're on pace for 7 figures, most definitely. But what's next? Where do you want to take this? Are you looking to expand your radius or expand your services? How do you, or maybe just do, you know, real estate? Well, what do you look like in your mind? What is next for Richy and Richy Pavers?
Yeah, it's not confusing, but it's something that I can't really say where I'm going to be in 5 years. But what I see for the business is that we do want to exceed way more. Right now, currently, we are number one in our town, in our area, local area, which is so nice to have, because as in 2 years doing that, having that happen is incredible, you know.
Yeah.
And I know we could do even more. We could exceed even more areas around. But my plan would be is buying more equipment. We need to buy more equipment. We do need an office or some land we could put some equipment in, some materials in. That's something I'm looking to get done in hopefully less than a year.
Heck yeah.
Less than a year in this rate that we're going in. I'm pretty sure that can happen. Again, we do want to do more services, not only pavers. We would be offering screenings, pergolas, summer kitchens, and outdoor space that homeowners can enjoy their on summers or whenever they have people over, you know. And I think I myself am learning about other trades just so I could put that into work, you know. I'm talking to people. That's another thing I have, and it's very important, is connections, you know. Learn to reach out to people. Learn who you're talking to, you know. Having an example, I went to get lunch for my guys, my crew. We went to pick up food, and I saw a worker in front of the line, and I saw the back of his shirt saying pergolas and summer kitchens. I just tapped on his shoulder. I was like, hey, man, I do pavers. I told him everything what I do. I'm a contractor, and I would like to get his phone number just because I want to see if we could do a pergola in one of my job sites or a summer kitchen. And I got his number. Great guy. He told me he was up for it. And then one day, one of these clients asked me, oh, do you do pergolas or summer kitchens? And guess what? I told him yes, just because I had that courage to ask someone in front of me in the line, can I have their phone number? Mm-hmm. So since that day, I called him about the pergola, and we actually got that job done.
Heck yeah.
We got a summer kitchen. I think it's one of our prettiest jobs that we've done. We have an ad going on.
I think that's when we ran the ad. Yeah, that crushed it, bro.
And we did a pergola, we did a summer kitchen, we did the whole pavers, and it was just came out very nice, and we currently work with them right now. So right now I am talking to other companies, screening companies, learning the trade, learning how to sell that service so I can implement to my business so we could expand. That's the idea. We can expand not only pavers, but other services so we could do a whole bunch of stuff, outdoor designs, you know?
Yeah. But you would say for people that are starting off, focus on one thing first.
Yeah, that's one thing I think of very important is learning one trade so you could just bang that out, you know, be the best out of it. I always tell my clients right now, I'm only professional in pavers, but we're already in 2 years, you know, we are thinking of expanding and stuff like that. But during those 2 years, we became professionals in pavers. We gave a service to our customers, and they saw how professional in pavers we are, you know. So I think of staying in one trade for a bit of time, learning that trade, getting better every day, learning any new things, anything that someone else does. But yeah, stick to that trade every day, hustle, learn more, be hungry about that trade, and just be the best in town in that trade, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've been working together for a while. Me and you have known each other for a while. People that are skeptical about marketing agencies, you probably get a million calls a day on people trying to sell you marketing and blah, blah, blah. How would you rate our service? How would you review our service? Do you think it's worth making an investment with us?
Yeah, man. I think it's 100% best investment I've done to the company. Like we talked before, in putting yourself out there is one step. So whenever we started working together, man, it was something off my chest, off my back, that you could worry about as your business owner, as Hardscape growth. 100% recommended. You know, I even tell to other contractors, other friends, I send them your way just because I know how you deal with me, how is your service with me, and I wouldn't be less proud. Like it's something that I 100% I would say the best thing I've done. Like simple as that, you know, best thing I've done. And I really appreciate for everything that your hard work you've done. Like we said, we started together, and it's beautiful because we helped each other out. You know, we helped each other out as a small business owner up to where we are right now is incredible. And we have so much to go because we're just babies. You know, we're just starting. We have so much potential. But 100%, I do recommend you to all my friends, any contractor out there that are dealing with leads, that they don't have enough leads, and they want to take a next step to get more leads, to get your calendar full. My guy here, Lucas from Hardscape Growth, is the best thing you could do to invest, and he will take care of you in any form, meeting up with you, calling you, making sure that everything's set up. Even when there's low times, you're always checking up. Even though when I see there's low times, I call you and you tell me, and we both get in a page that, you know, we understand there's going to be low times, but there's always going to be high times. And then, like I said, 100% recommended, you know.
Awesome, bro. Well, I mean, I really appreciate that. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's about, bro. You can't have a business if your service isn't there. Just like you have 50, 50, I think, over 50.
What?
5-star reviews on Google.
Right now I'm at 67.
67. So I mean, the work speaks for itself, bro.
Exactly.
So do you have any last things that you would like to say to anyone, and maybe people that are learning, that are starting their business, that are experienced? Do you have anything that you want to leave with them?
I think I'll finish with this. As you can see, I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur, where I started from the bottom, and I'm trying to escalate myself in steps. I think it's very crucial to stay hungry, to stay humble, persistence. As a guy of me, my parents are Hispanics. My dad is a very hardworking man. He taught me so much. I grew up in a Christian home. I think it's very important I personally have a relationship with God. every day I'm growing in that phase, and I think it's very important to put yourself, humble yourself, and put God in front of everything. Put God in first place. It's very important because with our strengths we can't, and putting it and knowing that He gives us peace, strength is the best thing you could do. And I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, bro. I 100% agree, man. I thank God for our friendship, bro.
Exactly,
at the end of the day, like, there's not a lot of people in Kissimmee,
we,
Central Florida.
We met in church.
Exactly.
We met in church with all our friends. I thank God for every opportunity. I pray for you, for your business, for your family. I hope God takes you places where you don't even imagine, and your relationship with God,
Yeah.
I see it every day. Every time I see you, I see it in your friendships, in your business, and I'm really thankful for you.
Yeah, bro. I think it goes both ways. Before we start crying on camera, but yeah, man. No, I really do. I am extremely grateful, bro. I think that's a huge thing. I'm happy that we got to talk about it a little bit at the end. If our our friendship, our businesses, and it's stressful on its own. Business can really beat you up.
Oh man, tell me about it.
So
I would just say try it out, man. Even if you probably have friends that are bugging you, but it's for the best. Just try it out. If you have a local church around you, I suggest you go on a Sunday service, or if you're a young guy like me, we have youth services every Fridays, and I go and I have a blast because it's a place where I could just leave it all to God, leave it everything, and not worry about anything else. Just my friends, everyone surrounded me. It's very nice.
Yeah, awesome, bro. Well, we're about to hit our time, so let's cut it now, bro. I thank everyone for watching. Again, if you're interested in marketing your Hardscape business and looking to grow, get your calendar booked and start getting that consistent flow, just click the link down below. And then Richy, if you're looking for any sort of pavers, turf, screening, outdoor remodeling, anything of that nature, you want your outdoor to be a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah, I would take over about that. If you're looking for any projects, any family friends that you have in mind that wants to do something in their outdoor area, is it a patio, paver patio? We actually do cement as well. We could get you set up. Just get them my phone number, 407-209-4094. Ask for Richy from Richy Pavers, and then we will get you handled, give you the best customer service that we provide. And you can look us up on Google, richyspavers.com. We have a website. We have our jobs posted on there. And you can look at our 67 5-star reviews on Google if you want to see a little bit about our customer service, our reputation from all our clients, And just look us up. We have an Instagram as well, Richy's Pavers, on Facebook as well. So if any friends, family, or you have you're gonna buy a house in the future days or years, just note me down, because you will be missing someone that will provide you the best service. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, guys. Well, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you soon.